Hello everyone. Welcome back to more Danganronpa 3. My name is Akiara, and when we last left off, um, oh yeah, I was completely out of my mind. I was so tired, holy hell, like I was exhausted yesterday. I literally stopped streaming and crashed. Um, Hopefully that doesn't happen again today. I had a little nap before starting stream this time, so got that going for me. But other than that, we finally had our murder, our death. Question mark. Potential for deaths there, a multiple, but we will get into that, I am sure. But yes, we had our death in the fifth trial, and we also investigated, and we also discovered that Maki is a bit of an idiot. Or more accurately, she's blinded by her emotions. You don't want to be that. Kyla didn't end very well. Just want to point that out. Lots of things, similarities going on here between Kyla and Maki. Huh. Weird. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm just having a small stroke. But I'll come very quickly. No. So, yes. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I have just now realized my medication is really, really, really strong. It's not like I took it just before. I took a about 8 hours ago, something like that. 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, so I took it a while ago, and it's still kicking my ass. So I really do feel like there's kind of a barrier inside my brain, and sometimes it just kind of. I just kind of hit that barrier and my brain just kind of stalls for a moment. I've just now noticed it because I'm just talking now. And like there's nothing going on, there's no outside stimulus, nothing happening. But I now intend to put my brain into work, and it's just not. So it's very strange. Hopefully it's not going to be that big of a deal, because with these trials, mostly just have to just hang around and just wait for them to actually say stuff. So I should be okay. But for now, that's just my own personal hold-ups here. I will try and wake up. I did just finish a nice big cup of coffee, so hopefully that will kick into gear very shortly. Now, yeah, so during the investigation, we found a lot of interesting things. This was one of the more head-scratchy investigations. I did come to a conclusion which I kind of like. Yeah, I kind of like, but I think that Monokuma is supposed to tell us something. He's supposed to tell us where Kokichi is, or where Kaito is, the last person in this equation. That's the very first thing that should happen in this trial. What he will say is probably going to affect the rest of the trial, and it's going to be a big deal. So, yeah, so basically any conclusions that I come to right now are kind of conjecture until we hear from Monokuma. Yeah, so, apart from that, is there anything else I want to say about the investigation? Maki is being a bit of a bitch. Kokichi and Kaito may have both died, or it could just be one of them. Yeah. Also, I think there's pretty strong evidence that Kokichi wasn't the mastermind after all, but I don't know. I think it's about go time. No, what am I talking about? It's about go time. It's about time that I actually use the controller, because we have stuff to do. So first of all, let's just go into skills real quick. I have 7. Wow, more than I thought I would. But there isn't that much. Let me see. High tension. Tension gauge will increase at a faster rate. Effective during argument armament. I think yeah, that's the rhythm game. Okay, I might need that. Because I suck at rhythm games. That's fine. Psych tactic is easy. That would be kind of useful just to, like, increase the cinematicism, but it's not a big deal. Silences all conversations except those radical is on. Nah, I'm alright with that. I can pretty handily filter out what I don't want to listen to. So yeah, we'll go with, no, not clear mind. We'll go with high tension. I'm not entirely certain what it means. I'm not entirely certain what the tension gauge is. Is it maybe the ones where you hit the button and hold it, and you have to wait for a moment to release it, or something? I don't know. But yeah, we'll go with that. And that should be alright. And then I do have some... I could do, like, where is it? Downshift or upshift? The speed of the reticle. I definitely don't want to slow it. Do I care about it being faster? Nah, not really. It doesn't really matter to me. So, I'll just leave it. Okay, so, now let's do what we always do at the start of a trial, and we will go through the handbook. We will go through the truth bullets, and we will see what the game has to say. So, Monokuma file. The victim's body was discovered in the hangar where the exosol is stored. The victim was crushed by a hydraulic press. For this reason, their remains cannot be identified. Hydraulic press. The hydraulic press's controls are a short distance away from the device itself. There are 2 buttons labeled up and down. It also features a safety function. The body was crushed by the hydraulic press and is unidentifiable. It also features a safety function. Yeah. Kind of implies that so the person who was in the press was dead going into it. Oh, I came up with a really interesting idea as well, by the way. But I'll leave that until after the truth bullets. It's not a theory. Well, it's technically a theory, but it's not like an overarching, like, this is what happened. It's just a small, like, snapshot of like, what probably happened. Safety function. The hydraulic press's safety function causes it to stop when its infrared sensor detects a living thing. Safety notice. This hydraulic press uses an infrared sensor. For safety reasons, this device will come to a halt when the sensor detects a living organism. Swipe pattern blood stain. A blood stain that is smeared from the hangar's bathroom to the hydraulic press as though something was dragged. Hatches the electronic lock. The 2 exosols at the scene of the crime. One was in storage with its cockpit closed. The other was in the middle of the hangar with its hatch open and its cockpit exposed. There is enough space in the cockpit for 1 person. There is an electronic lock on the hatch that only the monocubes can open. Or an electro hammer. Crossbow. A disassembled crossbow from the Ultimate Assassin's research lab. It was stored in a large black case. It was complicated to assemble and would be difficult for anyone who wasn't taught how. I've already argued against that, but sure, go off game. 3 arrows found on the floor of the hangar's bathroom. The tips of all 3 arrows are wet with blood. Large black case, a case that had a disassembled crossbow in it. The crossbow does not fit in the case unless it is disassembled. Small empty bottle found in the corner of the bathroom. The label is stained with blood, so the only visible word is poison. Determined to have come from the Ultimate Detective's research lab. We have already discovered, though the game is going to say it, I may as well say it now. We know for a fact that is actually antidote to strychnine. The actual... Do I have a mouse? I do have a mouse. The actual thing says strychnine, poison, antidote. That's what the label says. The blood just gets in the way. So, that is actually antidote, which is interesting. Blood stain in the bathroom. A small puddle of blood in the middle of the hangar's bathroom. Smaller blood stains were found, leading to the door out of the bathroom. Bathroom window. A window roughly 8 inches wide. Although it's too small for a person, an object could fit through it. Kaito's coat. When the body was discovered, only the left sleeve was sticking out from the hydraulic press. A single small hole can be seen where the sleeve is sticking out. Kibo's account. The night before the body was discovered, Himiko was seen going to the hangar and coming back before the exosols returned. She had a black bag with her on the way there, but she didn't have it when she came back. Hangar's front shuttle. It is protected by an electric barrier, and if someone approaches it, an alarm will sound throughout the academy. Really? Throughout the academy? That's a bit overkill, don't you think? The alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote. The control panel for the electric barrier is next to the shutter. It has marks on it as though it was struck by something sharp. Electrobomb. When used, it scatters particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering electronic communication and sensors unusable. Lasts for about 2 hours and covers an area of about 50 yards. Each can only be used once. Of the 3 that were made, Kokichi had 2 and Maki had 1. Used Electrohammer. Found on the ground near the 3 exosols in the cyber courtyard. Electrohammers can disable any electronic device they're used on. However, they run out of power very quickly, and a single use on an exosol will completely drain an electrohammer. After being drained, they require 24 hours of charging to be usable again. Huh. I just remembered something. Exosols protecting Monokuma. The day before the body was discovered, the exosols surrounding Monokuma in the courtyard were given commands to observe his movements via the remote control Kokichi had. Poison. There are many poisons lined up on the shelves in the Ultimate Detective's research lab. Out of all of them, only the strychnine poison bottle had less poison in it. It takes some time for strychnine to take full effect, but it is 100% fatal, even if a small amount enters the body. Or if there's an antidote. This is the poison that the other bottle was the antidote for. So that's why the other one said strychnine, poison, antidote. And this has an orange cap, the other one had a blue. And we also had confirmation from other bottles that we found in the area that the antidotes all have blue caps and blue stripes on the label, whereas the poisons all had, well, I don't know about that, but this one obviously has an orange cap and an orange stripe. So, logical conclusion, we have in the bathroom was strychnine, poison, antidote. Yes. Kokichi's clothes found stuffed in the toilet in the hangar's bathroom. Small holes were found in the back and on one sleeve. Both holes had traces of blood around them. Interesting, one was in the back. Kokichi's disappearance. No one had seen Kokichi during the entire investigation or up until the start of the class trial. Yes. Okay, so that is it. So, hang on, let me grab a drink. I had pizza again today, which, if you know me, that means spicy. That means very spicy. Okay, so, just to go through it. Kokichi's clothes, I think, are the most... what's the word I'm thinking of? The most mysterious part of this, I think, are his clothes. Specifically the toilet part. The small holes I can actually, and I will actually, hope to explain before we even get into the trial. But the stuff in the toilet part, I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. Oh, wait, maybe I do know why. Wait. Oh, do you think he's that much of an egotistical arsehole? Do you think he's that much of an egotistical arsehole? Oh, I really hope that they didn't do my boy Kaito that badly. Okay. Anyway, I might have a solution for that. We will see. But the small holes I'll get back to. So poison, yes, we have a poison there for strychnine. We have the antidote in the thing. That I'll probably come back to in a moment as well. No, that's fairly straightforward. So, what happened? What happened was that when Kaito was getting everybody ready for the attack on Monokuma, Kokichi, one of the two, or both. When he was getting everybody ready for that, he took the bag and he took the poison. And he took the bag, he took the crossbow, he took the bolts, and he dipped all 3 bolts into the poison, so that the tips of the bolts are now coated in poison. He then took the antidote, the bottle of the antidote, and put it in the bag. Then Himiko was seen by Kibo bringing the bag to Kaito. The bag has the crossbow, the bolts, and the antidote. So, here's what I think happened. And this is the brainwave that I had last night. Literally, I was delirious last night. Hey, Celestial Ludenberg! You have to wonder if Kaito was only sick since after Kyo's execution, or was always sick, but didn't show symptoms until then. Yeah. Decent question, but I'm gonna say always sick. But, well, yeah, I'm gonna say always sick, because that sickness didn't seem like a surprise to him. It more seemed like an ongoing thing. But maybe I'm wrong. Welcome to the stream anyway. So here is the brainwave that I had last night. So this is what I think happened. Oh, sorry. So 3 of the crossbow bolts are dipped in poison. Wait, if I show you the 3 arrows, all 3 of these arrows now have blood on them. So that means that all 3 were used. Now, that confused me yesterday, but I came up with a reasonable reason why that would be the case. So, where is Kokichi's clothes? Small holes were found in the back and on one sleeve. Both holes had traces of blood on them. So what I think happened is this. So what I think happened is this. So Kokichi was shot in the back with the crossbow. Oh, that makes sense, actually. Another small brainwave. Kokichi was shot in the back with the crossbow bolt and poisoned. Kaito then used the threat of the strychnine and said, if you don't do what I want, give me what I want, tell me what I want, you'll die of poison. I have the antidote. I can save you. Now, the brainwave that I just had just there is So, Kaito was convinced that Kokichi is the mastermind. Why wouldn't he be? I'm not convinced, but I think that might be because... No, I have some evidence. Not great evidence, but I have some evidence. I'm not going to go into it. No point. So, yes, so Kaito was convinced that Kokichi was the mastermind. Actually, that's irrelevant. Sorry, that's irrelevant. Kaito knew that Kokichi had control of the exosalts. So, so the brainwave I just had was Kaito told Kokichi, you let me go, you give me the remote to the exosalts, and I will give you the antidote. Because if you think about it from his perspective, if Kokichi dies, the last thing that he could do is just send the exosalts against them and just have them both be ripped to shreds. So that's interesting. Now. Right, so we have a standoff here. Kokichi's like, "Wow, you sure got me, Kaito." And he's like, "Fine. Here's the controls. Give me the thing. Give me the antidote." So he gives him. Kaito is a man of his word. He gives Kokichi the antidote. Hooray! Problem solved. Everybody gets to go back home. Except Kokichi then takes one of the arrows, still dipped in poison, and jams it into Kokichi's, jams it into Kaito's, where is it? Jams it into Kaito's clothes. Where is it? Hang on. I was trying to find evidence. Jams it into Kaito's arm. Boom. At the same time, Kaito realizes that Kokichi is going to do this, so he uses the other arrow and he jams it into Kokichi's arm. So it's like each of them have an arrow jammed into each other's arms. Now that, it doesn't actually say it anywhere. Yeah, there's no truth bullet for this, which is really weird. But a very important thing to remember is that the antidote, which we have... Where is it? The antidote here is empty. But here's the thing. It said on the other bottles in the Ultimate Detective Research Lab, the other antidote bottles in the research lab. Oh wait, no, was it like a book or something? I don't remember. But it said in the Ultimate Detectives Research Lab that each of these bottles is only worth 1 dose. Each bottle is 1 dose of antipoison, of antidote. So, they're both fucked. Quite frankly, they're both fucked. Kokichi is bleeding out of the hole in his back. So, I'm thinking... So, here's what I think. Is that Kokichi went down. Kokichi was dying from blood loss and from poison. He'd been poisoned twice with the same poison in rapid succession. Actually, to be fair, that antidote probably should have inoculated him against the second dosage of the poison. But at the same time, A, I wouldn't think that he would know that. B, I wouldn't think Kaito would know that. And C, he also just got shot in the back by a crossbow. So, I don't really expect him to have... I wouldn't expect him to last very long, even if he did have the antidote. But that's the brainwave that I had. Is that this was a case of mutually assured destruction. Especially if Kokichi knew that he wasn't going to live past... Like, even if he had the antidote, he was still going to die from the crossbow bolt, then it would make sense that he would want to take Kaito with him. So, that's what I think happened. And then, Kokichi goes down. He dies. Why do the clothes end up in the toilet? Honestly, I still don't know. Here's my best guess. Which is exactly what I said yesterday. Which is Kaito flushed the clothes in order to make it that much more difficult for people to realize that Kokichi is in the crusher. Now, if you don't have short-term memory loss, you may remember me being around here and saying, "Wait, I hope that they didn't do my boy Kaito that much damage. I hope that they didn't damage his reputation all that much, because it would be kind of psychopathic. No, egotistical was the word I used. And here's the thought that came to my head, which is, what if Kaito wanted everybody to die? In exactly the same way that Gunta wanted everybody to die because he wanted to save them from the despair. What if this was a mass murder attempt? He wanted he literally stuffed Kokichi's clothes down the toilet, and hoping that his own clothes would spill out a little bit from the press. People would think that he was dead and Kokichi was still alive. They'd vote for Kokichi, and then Kaito, and then everybody would just die. And it would just be over. That is ridiculously egotistical and insane and psychotic. But maybe. Yeah. So, there's that. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, the used electro hammer. There was only one person, just one, who didn't bring their electro hammer to the dining hall that morning. And that was Maki. So, remember yesterday when I was basically listing all of the ways that Kaito was self-reporting, and I was saying, well, he said to always depend on your friends if you can't get something done. So he uses Maki to get the he uses Maki in order to learn how to use the crossbow bolt and how to use the crossbow and how to assemble it. He used Shuichi for the poison. Shuichi didn't know, but he used them for it. He used Himiko in order to get the crossbow to him. Now, how Samugi and Hibo will fit into things, I'm sure that they will. I'm sure that they will eventually. But I think that he also used Maki in order to... he got Maki to use the electro hammer on the Exosols. So, for some reason. I have no idea what that reason is, but Maki used that hammer on an Exosol. I'd be willing to bet anything. Okay, maybe not necessarily on an Exosol, but no, it was right beside the 3 dead Exosols. So hammer one of them and then use the knife on the other 2? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah. What? So here's the thing. Here's a little idea. What if Maki didn't snap herself out of the despair? In fact, she was the one who found the flashback light. She was the one who found it. She was the one who snapped everybody out of the despair. What I'm thinking is, what if she and Kaito were talking and they both came to the same conclusion that everybody should just die. A Bonnie and Clyde kind of situation. Which is interesting. But yeah, that's another thing that I remembered while I was talking. What else? There's not really much else. Most of this is like the actual murder itself. I think I can... Okay, the actual incident itself, I should say. Because is it a murder? Is it a murder-suicide? Whatever you want to call it. I understand it, I think. I get the concept. But everything around it, everything that didn't happen in that bathroom and on the way to the... Oh, there is the other thing, which is the buttons for the hydraulic press were a fair ways away from the actual hydraulic press itself, but the hydraulic press itself does move quite slowly, so it wouldn't be too much of an ask to just vault over the railings and get into the machine before it crushes you. Now, there is the safety function, So he would have to time it. He would have to time it on his own death, so that there's only 2 dead bodies in the crusher. But it's very difficult, but not necessarily impossible. So that's about it. That's about all I have to say. This is probably the... as I said yesterday, I'll just reiterate it. This is definitely the most opaque. Opaque? Yeah, opaque. I think that's the one. I couldn't remember if opaque meant it was invisible or visible. But it's probably the most opaque trial in this game so far. I really don't understand a lot of it. I don't see how it really gels together, but I have faith in us. I believe in us. So let's get to it. I'm actually a little bit late because I wanted to finish up this wrap up before the 30-minute mark, but hey, you can't have everything in life. Let's do this. Start the class trial.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for who done it.
Question mark on Kaito. See that? I'm guessing there's one on Kokichi as well.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person...
Oh, by the way, I am calling it. The Mono Cubs will come back. I'd say all 5 Mono Cubs will be back after this trial.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate.
Graduation is meaningless here. We already know that.
True.
We don't need your rules anymore. We'll find our own reasons to live. And we'll do whatever it takes to survive.
Wow! An actual talking robot! I've never seen one of those before.
He is one of those.
Seriously?
What happened to Kokichi? Why isn't he here?
Aw, don't make that face, killer. This case has some unique circumstances.
Yeah.
Unique circumstances?
The fact that the killer is already dead is what I'm guessing.
This murder, the victim's identity is completely unknown.
Oh, I shouldn't move this.
Given these circumstances, I decided to start off this class trial while the victim is still anonymous. After all, it'd be a shame if I let such a rare opportunity go to waste.
Is that possible? I thought everyone had to participate in the class trial.
Well, we don't need his rules anymore. Kibos
Don't
just
worry,
said so.
The person who's still alive is waiting behind the scenes for their cue. It's all part of the overall production. Anyway, let's get this trial moving.
Really?
I guess we have no choice but to start the trial under these conditions.
Huh.
What's there to even
Alright.
talk about? The Blackened is the mastermind, Kokichi.
Oh, by the way, Maki's being a bitch. I think I already mentioned that. But, yeah. Maki's being a bitch and Himiko is being a loser.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of too.
Yeah,
It's
that's
too
the
soon
problem.
to decide anything for certain. We don't even know if Kaito was the victim.
That's the problem. That's all I can think of. Exactly the problem. Try thinking of something else. Otherwise, you're just blind.
How long are you going to say that? The victim is Kaito. End of discussion.
Oh, shut up and get a new boyfriend. Like, seriously, this really is annoying. It makes sense because they're just kids, and I suppose this is supposed to be the emotional goodbye or whatever. But it still really, really bothers me. It does. The entire thing has been about finding the truth. That's what the class trials are for. It's not about your emotions. It's not about belief. It's about finding the truth, which is the exact reason why I hate the lying mechanic. I hate it because it goes against the entire point of this game. Anyway.
But we need to be absolutely sure. If we don't positively identify the victim,
Do you know what he should have said there? He should have said, "You want to die?" Like, seriously. You want to die? Are you willing to literally place your life and all of ours on the idea that Kaito is the victim? Really? Without even talking about it? Without even discussing it? 5 lives just thrown away? Are you absolutely certain? Because then...
The person will never show themselves, right?
Because then, do you remember what she said? Belief isn't enough in a class trial. Remember? She said that to us in the last thing. But that's exactly what she's doing. She just believes in Kaito so much that she cannot believe somebody else won't believe in him in the same way. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's very irritating to me.
Before we can identify a suspect, we need to determine who the victim is.
Well, in order to identify the victim, you need to decide who the suspect is.
Why are we even talking about something so obvious? What a pain.
Oh, these kids are going to make me lose my damn mind. Okay, I'll try and chill. I'll try and chill. Everyone thinks that Kaito is the victim, but I have my doubts. There's a chance Kaito is still alive. If we keep discussing the case, I'm sure we'll see the truth. Ah. Kokichi's clothes. Maybe
Kaito was taken prisoner by Kokichi,
maybe the disappearance.
so he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
And the culprit must be Kokichi.
We lost a really good guy today. Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
Okay, so what was that thing that... Sorry, what was that thing that Maki just said? Kaito must be... Kaito must be the victim because there's no evidence for it. There's no evidence that allows us to confirm the victim or the survivor. It's too early to declare who the victim is.
The victim has to be Kaito.
No, I think
Kaito
it's
was
close.
taken prisoner by Kokichi, so he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
Ah, there it is. Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence. Okay.
We lost a really good guy today. Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
I'm sure they can if you spec it properly. I'm sure that's your problem.
Victim has
Alright, cool. So, we do have some evidence. But I did notice that
Be the victim
this is...
evidence for it.
There it is.
That's wrong.
That's actually very... The game did something sneaky there. That line was actually very quick.
I have evidence that points to Kokichi being the victim. I found this in the hangar.
Technically Kibo did, but go off, Queen.
Is that Kokichi's coat?
Yeah, you guys may have realized this if you decided to, you know, get off your fat asses and actually look around. Or, you know, take part in the investigation in any way, shape, or form. But no. You had to be the exact first thing that you came into contact with. So now I just have to explain what we've already found. So thanks very much, Explosion Lolly, for wasting my damn time. Anyway, sorry about that.
And look here. There are bloodstains on the sleeve.
And on the back.
That would indicate that Kokichi suffered an external injury, correct?
Did you forget the back injury? It's kind of the more important
Kokichi was
injury.
injured.
It's very difficult to die from an
In
injury
fact,
to the
these were
arm.
flushed down the toilet
Less
implies
difficult to
that
die
there
from an
was
injury
evidence
to
of
the back.
crime.
What about it? Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press. As long as we have that evidence, there's no doubt that Kaito was the one murdered.
You're just an idiot. I'm sorry that I ever liked you.
That's right. It's one of those irrefutable evidence thingies.
So we have proof that Himiko was helping Kaito. We know that Maki was helping Kaito. Did the three of them get together and come up with a mass suicide thing? A mass murder thing? Ever since she found the body in the hangar, Maki's insisted that it's Kaito's. But why is that? I thought we had an understanding. I thought she'd want to believe Kaito is still alive. Either way, it seems Maki's hung up on Kaito's clothes. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame her. They are pretty sexy. In that case, I need to demonstrate the flaw in relying on that evidence. If I do that, I think she'll realize there's a chance that Kaito is alive.
Actually, there's something bothering me about the clothes found in the hydraulic press.
Yeah? What about them?
There's something peculiar about those clothes. The hole in them? The owner of the clothing, the sleeve of the jacket. The blood stain, I guess? I bet the blood stain. Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm not entirely certain what I wanted there. The owner of the clothing? The sleeve. Has to be then.
That's it!
Yeah, okay.
Why was only the sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press?
Well, I can come up with an answer to that. Because Kaito only ever wore it over one sleeve.
The sleeve shouldn't have been empty. There should have been an arm inside the sleeve as well.
Nah, that's gonna be
So the
refuted.
fact that we found an empty sleeve should...
Hold it.
Kill that logic.
There you go. Too easy. Too easy.
You're dumber than I thought if I have to go out of my way to explain it to you.
That goes past tsundere. That goes past tsundere. That's very out of character. Okay, either she is in on it, and it is a, like, it is a whole scheme to make sure everybody thought that Kaito was in the press, or this is who she really is, in which case she's an asshole.
If you can't even see that, then be quiet. Otherwise, you're just annoying me.
Well, that changes the whole tone of the argument, so thanks for that, Maki. I will now proceed to gut you in every way, shape, and form I can.
The coat sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press is rather telling. It couldn't have been anyone else but Kaito. If you can't see that, then you weren't looking hard enough.
I wasn't looking hard enough. What do you mean?
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves. So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve. If you understand, to be quiet already. Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
Wait, hang on. What did she say? Always kept his arms out of his coat sleeves? I believe is what she said. Oh, yeah, hang on a second. Never mind. Hang on. Okay, that's actually kind of clever. Where is it? Where is it? It is here. If he always kept his arm out of his coat sleeve, then why is there blood beside the hole? Why is there blood around the hole? Okay, Maki's claim appears solid, but I know that it's not. She's wrong. We can't conclude Kaito is dead on that evidence.
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
Oh shit.
So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve. If you understand to be quiet already. Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
Maki's claim appears solid. Yeah.
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
I'll cut through your words.
Incorrect. He always kept his arm out of one coat sleeve, but
Yes, it's true.
not that
Kaito
one.
never put his arm through his sleeve. But that was just his right arm. He wore his left sleeve normally.
Yeah.
And the left sleeve was the one we found outside the press. Knowing how Kaito wore his coat, that's oddly strange, isn't it?
Actually, it is. Actually, it is. So Kokichi's clothes were down the toilet, and Kaito just put his coat in there? So maybe Kaito is actually alive.
Then maybe neither of his arms were through the sleeves.
Then your argument is no... What the hell are you... Then maybe neither of his arms were through the sleeves. Then maybe he wasn't in the coat. Die? How stupid can you
It's a
get?
possibility. In the end, your reasoning is full of holes.
And your reasoning has so many holes it's not even reasoning anymore. It's just hole.
Stop getting in my way. I have to defeat Kokichi.
And I have to defeat you. You're really pissing me off now. Maki, what's really going on? Seems you've made up your mind that Kaito is definitely dead. But why would you do that?
It's like Maki said, though. Kaito's gotta be the victim. Because if Kokichi, the mastermind, was dead, the killing game would be over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I did mention that, I think, yesterday as well. That in order to solve this, we'll have to figure out who the real mastermind is.
Monokuma, hurry up and bring Kokichi here. We already know who the victim is.
Doesn't work like that, bitch.
Huh? Already? You sure it's not too soon?
We need the suspect present, now that he's the subject of our discussion.
These people have 3
Gotcha.
brain cells
I
among them.
guess I'll bring him out now. Hey, Mr. Suspect! That's your cue!
Okay. Whatever I was expecting, it wasn't that. Oh. That.
Exisal?
It doesn't happen to have a brain inside it, does it?
What? Why is an Exisal here?
Oh. That explains it. So that's. The person was hiding in the Exisal all the time, and I did notice that the Exisal came to rest behind Kaito's podium. I did notice that.
Whoops, my bad. Seems like I gave you guys a scare, huh?
Hey, Kaito. What is this?
Is that Kaito's voice?
Yeah.
Kaito?
Hey, Maki.
There was a lot going on.
Not looking
so
too
I
good.
just hid in an Exisal and kind of dozed off. That's why I'm so late. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
Oh, hold on. Then the one that died wasn't Kaito.
Stupid! That was just a lie!
They are both dead.
You guys thought I died? I would never! No way!
This is bizarre.
Kokichi?
This is really weird.
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry.
Is that a reference?
Wow, that's old. How old are you?
How do you recognize it? I don't recognize it.
Your appearance right now is fit for a lowly asshole like you.
You're making me blush. You're getting so angry over me.
Is that really you, Kokichi?
That's right, Cracker Jack.
What?
Seriously, how old are you?
Then why are you hiding in there? Show yourself.
Oh, this is more for self-defense. Little Miss Cranky Pants would kill me if I showed myself. I understand how you guys must feel. You can't believe it because I'm like this, right? That's what I thought. In that case, I brought evidence.
Evidence?
Okay, so like I said, you can't beat this trial. You can't figure out this trial before the trial. Okay, they didn't have to do this though. They didn't have to do this. Like they didn't have to. They didn't have to. What the hell is going on? Why? Why? They could have just had no one there, you know? They could have just left it until the very end and just had Shuichi just argue them down. It may have worked eventually. Like, this is weird.
Ta-da! The video camera.
Alright, what the hell's that?
It was in the warehouse, but I brought it to the hangar, just in case.
Why you do this?
Man, that was a smart
What
move.
the hell is
Thanks to
this?
this, I filmed it so everyone could see it clearly. The moment the victim died.
Uh-huh.
What did you say?
Alrighty then! Let's watch this shocking moment. Hey, Monokuma! Can you connect the video camera to the monitor?
Roger that!
Monokuma grabbed the camera